Hey, what's up, Bean Nation? We're getting ready to record the Bean Nation episode 13, presented by Clear 28 live here in the NASCAR Fan Zone. It's going to be awesome.
Please welcome to the stage the host of the Bean Nation podcast, Brendan Butter Bean Queen, and joining him, the CEO of Colleague Racing, Chris Rice. All right, take it away, gentlemen.
Am I supposed to get up here and dance?
I think we would have loved to have seen that. That was a great intro.
It's weird you carrying your own head.
Is it not? It's college game day vibes.
So weird.
That was a Brandon McReynolds pull.
Shocker.
Episode 13 is live. What are we doing, Martinsville? We're going to get them louder than that, Chris.
Martinsville, Virginia, baby!
This show started in a spare bedroom. Never thought it'd be live at Martinsville, especially home state for both of us.
I don't know about y'all, but that was pretty weird that he started a podcast in a bedroom.
You got to make do with what you have, you know. I was late model guy.
Late model guys, no matter what, they make it happen, right?
Yeah, so, all right. Y'all ready to go? All right, Chris. So the big talk is always, what are we doing now? Ram, baby. Ram, baby.
Ram, baby.
Back in the sport. Let's go ahead and sum up the start of the season. What are you thinking?
Well, let's hit the obvious right off the rip so we go ahead and talk about it, okay? Yes, we're not where we want to be, but we're only 4 races in. I told Butterbean this, leading into this, he's all miserable because of where he runs, right? I'm like, well, you're way better than the truck right now. So let's just call a spade a spade. Let us be able to get to where we need to be so then you can judge yourself. That's why you have a long-term deal to be able to drive a Ram.
In case y'all didn't know it, long-term deal.
Long-term deal to drive a Ram. So we're going to hit that right off the head. So, we get ready to go back to Rockingham. You got to do a little bit of testing, not a lot. Many did a lot more. And we're going to see where we're at. But also, we've had template issues. We've had so many issues that people didn't see.
Growing pains.
I mean, the Ram back on the racetrack for the first time. Back at the racetrack for the first time. But also a brand new team. 5 teams.
Yeah, that people think that's crazy, right? But tell them why.
Well, because we know how we want to do it and where we want to be, and that we're not scared. We're not scared to go out and do things that are different than everybody else.
Sure.
We did a TV show, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, reality TV show. They wanted to come to the bathroom with me, and I told them that was weird. So they didn't come to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was wondering why we didn't get more house footage of the show, you know.
Oh, I heard that from Landon Huffman. Why didn't we show more of that house footage?
Huffman's going to tweet it, bud.
He texted me and said, I'm getting clickbait. I thought to myself, why'd you have to put me down so much? You want clickbait. You could have put me without my shirt on to get clickbait.
So with that being said, though, the sum up, kind of in my opinion, too, is, of course, in my situation, I'm a competitor. You don't like running 25th. No one does, right? But I also sit there and reflect on where I was 2 years ago working at the port, and running 25th beats that every day, right? And then what I tell you after Darlington, I said, I'm tired of talking, tired of the message. We know we need speed. We know all that. But what can I do better? And I'm going to go to work on that. And I feel like that's half the battle is doing all I can on my end, so when we do get our stuff where we want it, it's all going to be there, all the missing pieces at once, you know?
Yeah, and what he's speaking of is we do need speed, but also what we need is continuously being better and better and better each and every week. What is that? Where did you finish at Kansas when you went with a race team that had been in the sport, been in the truck series forever?
Yeah, I run 24th, and besides my Wilkesboro debut running 4th there, I struggled at Nashville and Kansas. So running 20th at Darlington, I think everybody wants you to run better. We all do, but I look at it and go, I've also never been here. I've never done a lot of these things. The ARCA car is totally different. Yeah, I got some experience for some of those mile and a halves we're going to go to, but at the same time, I feel like there's good trucks right there with us running there. So, and they have way more than what we have right now, and we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So I think that's the promising light at the end of the tunnel, and that was kind of how I had this next question for you was, I want you to put me on the spot in front of these race fans because I am my biggest critique. Sum up how I'm doing. Let the fans know from your perspective if I'm doing what I need to do, what I need to improve on. Like, I throw it out there.
Did Brandon McReynolds put you up to this?
No, not that.
So
That's
he
me.
calls me his agent. Yeah, Butterbean has an agent, everybody, which is weird. I don't deal with many agents, but he has an agent.
He does it for me.
He calls me, and I'm with my girlfriend, Holly, and we're riding somewhere. We had something to do, and he wanted to know how Butterbean was doing. I feel like Butterbean's doing exactly what he needs to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and say this. We haven't gave him any simulator to be able to go and drive Darlington. We haven't given him any of that stuff to do. The only mistake he made was at St. Pete, and they didn't even show it. He was riding around about 23rd, 24th, and he ended up wrecking the truck on the last lap. And he drove it back at 300 degrees, because he thought that he was going to get a spot. He didn't realize the only thing chasing him was the wrecker. Like, it was nothing else chasing him.
You remember what I told you I should have done, where I should have parked it by them yachts?
Yeah, you should have parked it by the yachts and went and had a drink.
Yeah, I should have just went over to the yacht and took a dip in the water. That would have been a lot better.
Yeah, you've been a lot better off. But Butterbean, I would give Butterbean a C plus to a B.
Hey, C's make degrees.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do.
I mean,
and the only reason I'm giving you a C is you're too hard on yourself. What did I tell you that one time you came and sat down with me? You were more worried about where you should be than where we are. Like that.
But did I handle it better at Darlington?
You handled it way better.
I felt like
so much better. And I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you drive to Darlington without Google, or did you have to Google Map it?
So I heard you picking at me on Sirius XM, and I don't know about Timothy's answer. Timothy Tyrell. I call him Timothy, but I don't know about his answer. But I've been to Darlington. I hadn't drove, but I've been there, so I knew.
Did you Google Map it, or did you drive there?
I Google Map everywhere, but.
Oh, so if you're going to the port from here, you're going to Google Map.
No, I can get there.
So he just lied, everybody.
I can get there from here. I Googled it because I hadn't drove from Mooresville there. But I have been there for the truck race before. But that was my first time driving. But I laughed. I knew I'd have a chance to mess with you.
You did. I'm looking for the timer because I know we got somebody coming up here. It's up here. I can't see that. I'm old. I got a 5 head. I got a 5 head, and I'm old. Ain't no way I can see it.
I got us under control. Look,
you got a 5 head too.
Oh,
my hat. I can't trade what you got. We live on TV right now. See them TVs out there?
How many hats you?
They would have to pay me a lot of money to wear that hat. Just think about that.
How many hats a day you give out?
I try to give out 3 a weekend. I've already gave out 3 this weekend. Going to give out a couple more. I keep them in my Campers Inn RV motorhome. I have my beautiful young daughters up there. They're not young anymore. We're up on the back straight away, so I try to give hats away.
You know where you can get a hat? Right down there at that Ram merch hauler.
Ram merch hauler.
Lot of merch down there. Go and get you some.
If you're at the racetrack, normally I go to the Ram merch hauler on Sundays. Next week it'll be Friday, and I give away a lot of stuff. So I enjoy giving away a lot of stuff. I don't give away any Butterbean stuff because it's always sold out, which is good.
Yes.
But I give it away.
No, I think it's awesome to see the support at the Ram hauler each week. Today was awesome, especially being not a day that I was racing and to see my fans show up. But what's to come in the next month? Like, what are your expectations for Ram and colleague racing as a whole for a little inside for the fan base? Like, what do you think expectation-wise for us? I know we're getting better each week. I see it in the shop. I see it in morale of the guys. Like, every week we're bringing a better product, brick by brick. I know that saying's out there, but, I mean, that's really what it is right now, and I love it. Like, it's that gritty, like, let's build this thing from the ground up, and people don't realize how hard the truck series is when you don't race in it.
It's top 3 levels, right? It's not just, and we're going to have somebody up here that can talk about that. But, like, when you think about where we're going to be, I want to pass tech the first time by so everybody can take a deep breath and be able to get and be prepared. I'm going to be at the technical inspections the next couple of weeks just to see where we're at.
And pause on that for a second. Tell them about Darlington, a little inside, what we dealt with.
Yeah, so at Darlington, we dealt with template issues that was self-induced. We built our own trucks now. We hang our own bodies, and we misread a rule, and it cost you about 15, 20 minutes of practice, which was a big deal. But then our goal is we're headed back to the wind tunnel. We want to find out where the attitude needs to be able to make more speed, right? We're building a brand new truck called the CR1. and it should be ready, I don't know, middle of June, we're hoping. So those are the things that are happening inside our house to get better. But you really won't see a change in us until January of next year. Like, it's just about, we're trying to get more and more trucks. We're looking at about 38 trucks. Right now we're sitting at 26 trucks. So we got to build 12 trucks in the meantime.
In the middle of racing.
In the middle of racing, training you guys up, which is,
So you don't need us to tear them up, right?
No, we don't need you guys to tear them up. So the key is, how do we get better faster so you race fans do not quit thinking that we're trophy hunting? We want to trophy hunt, and we want to win, and we want to be able to hold these trophies up and go to the Waffle House and eat some smothered, covered, whatever you call them things. I mean, we want to have championship trophies, exactly. So I seen my grandbabies, so I got a little jacked up right there when my grandbabies see me. So they're gonna hold bean heads up. But no, we want to win. We want to trophy hunt. We want to be able to win things and be able to make people smile. That's the key.
Yes, I love it. And I think, for me, I bought an iRacing rig to help prep. It goes back to that thing of, like, not pointing fingers at, like, everybody knows the situation, and it's the work you put behind the scenes. And I felt like it goes back to, if I have myself prepared when we get to where we know we want to be, it'll all be together. I can't just half-ass it one week and expect that to be the week. I have to go into each week as this is the week. And I truly feel like going to Rockingham, it's going to be better.
Well, we go each week trying to be better, but I wanted to close our Ram conversation with this, right? So, because we got 9 minutes.
Yeah,
I've checked it out.
And I got one more question for you. We might have to bring him up early.
But I want to bring this question to you. When you were sitting at home, you were doing the things, you were coming to late mile races, you were doing what Minnie Tyrell did last night. You were doing those things, and you were watching Sundays. Right? And I told you when you came and you're watching that, you think I can do what this guy did. I can do what that guy did. I can do those things. Now that you've been in my office, which is a beautiful office, and you've seen what we go through each and every day, is it what you thought it was, or is it different?
That's honestly a great question. I tell everybody, I think I work harder now off the track than I do at the track. And you go, well, why? Getting in the race car and racing is the part where everybody's shut off, all the noise is off, and you're in your office. It's the workouts, the sim prep, the
bathroom's over there, everybody.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah, it's all that I feel like that people don't see. It's not just show up on Sunday and drive. And I literally tell people it is not easy to run 30th.
It's harder to run 30th than it is to run first. We've done it. We've won 29 races, 2 in the top level. We've won 27 in Xfinity or O'Reilly's now. It is harder to run 30th than it is to run first.
Every time I've won a race, and I talked about this at Darlington, I drove harder to run 20th to 25th than I ever did to win a single race in my career. And people go, that doesn't make sense. Because when you're winning or you're checked out, normally you're not working that hard. When you're back there swatting flies, fighting for all you can, that's when I feel like you get out more wore out than anything. So I look at the Cup Series. All the guys in the Cup Series have won, right, at different levels. Look at AJ, for example. One of the most, getting to know him, I always thought he was a badass driver, but getting to know him, super awesome person. And you can just see the drive in him, and he'll tell you how hard it is. And the dude's a winner, but it ain't easy in the Cup Series. And he's won there. You go to Phoenix and run really good, and then have a rough week last week. And I'm the biggest thing I see with him is keeping your head in it. That's one thing. This sport will eat you up mentally, and I feel like the ones that do the best of it's next week and they just get back on the horse. That's the difference in my opinion.
Got to get on it.
So
I'm really worried about this question because I kind of seen it.
Yeah, no, cheat code.
Yeah.
So
my kids are here and my girlfriend. Be easy.
With this whole deal, I know you want to close the Ram subject because we're getting to our next segment, but you got to have fun, or why would you do it? So what has been the most fun thing in this process? I'm not even really talking about your whole career, but like taking on Ram, building 5 trucks, having struggles, growing pains. What has been the thing in it besides the long-term goals and all that? But what has been the most fun thing for Chris Rice, CEO, in this whole deal? Because you gotta have moments where you're like smiling.
Yeah, you got to keep smiling, right? I didn't smile yesterday. You want to know, and I'm glad you asked that question, because it's going to lead right into what I really want to get into in the next segment. Being able to give somebody a shot.
Yes.
That didn't have a chance. And you don't have to bring any cash. You don't have to bring anything but we make you buy your own helmets.
For sure.
You got to bring your helmet and your Hans. That has been the most fun thing because I'm a late model guy through and through. I've sit on this road right here that runs up beside Martinsville. I've sit on that road for 2 days just to be the first or second guy to go in this garage and run late models. I've been that guy.
I've been at that side of the window.
I've been that guy. I've been that guy that stayed at the Dutch Inn on somebody's floor. I've been that guy that worked for nothing. I've been that guy that did not have anything to be able to. I grew up in a trailer house. My mom and dad gave me everything I needed, and they didn't have it. My mom and dad did not have it to give to me. They gave it to me. I did this. And now the most fun thing to do is to watch you smile and watch you get mad. Watch Minnie Tyrell smile and get mad. Watch Justin Haley, somebody that don't believe in, nobody believes in. Watch him smile and be happy. A.J. Allmendinger got fired. He was fired and retired.
And look at him now.
Look at him now. He's won almost 20-some races with us. Look at him now. He's still miserable, but he shows back up every time. So
the nicest miserable person I met.
And being able to bring Ram in to be able to do that, has been so absolutely amazing and fun for me. Because it's gratifying to watch you have a line that is lined up further than Chris Buescher's. It is, that kind of stuff makes me so happy. And I go to the merch trailer for the fans. You do it for the fans. Bean Nation, I hope one day Bean Nation becomes the biggest thing ever.
For sure.
Right? Because I'll be able to say, I had something to do with that.
For sure.
That is what's been fun. Because you didn't have to bring 1 red cent. You didn't have to do nothing but show up. And actually, we gave you a truck to drive. We don't give you a gas. But we give you a truck to drive to be able to get to work.
Yep.
How many people can say they give them a truck to drive to get to work? We were able to do that, and it makes me so happy.
And y'all make it where I can afford to buy gas.
Well, I was going to let you tell that story.
It's very emotional because I respect that so much of what you and Matt and everybody's done to give me this opportunity. Because I was talking about it yesterday with John Staten. We were walking to the suite.
John Staten is one of his big supporters.
Yes. It pretty much adopted me in. And we were talking, and I said, Matt Colley, Chris Rice, I've drove 5 O'Reilly's races and all these truck races and have not had to give them $1. And where do you hear that in the sport anymore?
You don't.
Drove. Yeah, it's so I'm loyal. I'm all in. All the chips are in. We're doubled down, and I feel like it's cool to see. I never thought I'd be in a merch hauler. I had my own little merch hauler. I took the late model races, right, and it was awesome at that level, and I was loving that, but. That right there, today, you saw it. It's just cool to see the support from here, and I think it helps the fan base because they're one of us, man. We're all one of them. We were late model guys.
I'm a bigger fan than they are. They just don't realize.
I came out here and watched Ty Dillon and them earlier, and I was just standing over there like a fan laughing at Family Feud. That's me. I love walking around the fan zone, and I don't, if people recognize me now, I love it because I'm like, hey, I'm just one of y'all, so... man,
and I want to lead into this because we got to stay on task. Brandon told me we were going to struggle staying on task. I'm going to prove his ass wrong.
We got a minute and a half.
And I want to lead into this. For every race fan and everybody out there that doesn't believe you can do something.
Oh, yeah.
That guy yesterday showed you can do it. Every late model racer has to figure out, everybody that runs dirt cars, legend cars, go-karts, whatever they do, they figured out how to do it. Dude come from Alton, Virginia. I was born and raised in Cluster Springs, Virginia. We actually were 1 minute away from each other. But figuring out how to do it, whether you're 10, whether you're 20, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, I'm 51 years old and figured out how to do it. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing. You can do that. And, man, you showed that coming from the port.
Oh, yeah.
You showed that coming from the port. I showed that coming from a little bitty small town called Cluster Springs, Virginia. Dude, growing up in a trailer house, my mom and dad just pushing and shoving and doing things they wanted to do to get me where I'm at. You can do it.
It's awesome, and we're 30 seconds away here. I'm really excited about this. So this next guy we're gonna bring up here, obviously y'all already know how important he's been in my life and my career at a time where I was really just content being a late model guy, and I was so happy to see the results yesterday. But it proves we all come from the same.
He was happy
background.
for one reason. We'll talk about that in a minute.
We'll talk about that. All right. We're going to bring up my brother and one of my best friends, Mr. Lee Pulliam. Driver. Thanks, brother. Yeah.
While they hug and kiss and love on each other, y'all keep your clothes on, please. Jesus, it's weird.
Yeah, then we got the late model goat in the house.
I got a text this morning. I got a text this morning because it said Lee Pulliam shirts sold out.
Yeah.
And I sent this text back to him. They didn't bring but 7. They had to sell out. It was R.D. Smith that sent me the text. He was so excited.
I bought 7
so
of them.
happy. Yeah. Butterbean brought all 7.
I appreciate it, dude.
Man,
it was so awesome,
congratulations. First and foremost, for changing your social media world. I remember you laughing at me and laughing at the people and all that. We came from the same area, right? We talk the same way. We do the same things. But congratulations for checking outside the box, doing the things outside the box, believing at 30-some years old you still can do it. Congratulations on that. Forget the on-track stuff, because you easily could have finished 30th, right? But all the stuff that led up to it, congratulations on that. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's been super cool. Just trying to embrace social media and just connect with all the fans. I think I looked this morning, we had almost 1 million views in the last 45 days on my Instagram page, and that's just incredible. So thank you to each and every one of you. Something that I've wanted to do my entire life, and just was so neat to be able to finally get that opportunity.
Yeah, I wrote down some stats, obviously. So P1 in practice, which is so, no matter what else happens the rest of the weekend, P1, right?
You won something.
Yeah. Third fastest lap of the race and a top 5 finish, overcoming an uncontrolled tire. I was going to give him hell because I joked with him. My debut, I was P1 in practice, rained out qualifying. I finished 4th, and I thought he was going to end up 4th, and we had the same debut lined up. Just kind of funny how it works. But overall, what were you thinking when that uncontrolled tire? You were calm and cool. I was listening, but yeah, tell me about that.
Well, I'm a guy that never gives up, so I tried to pep the crew up immediately. I told them, hey, guys, let's just kill it on the next one, and we'll be better. So I knew it was a lot of racing left. I knew we'd probably get aggressive on the strategy, and Philip called an aggressive call just to get me back to having a shot, and I just tried to make sure I stayed in front of the 20 car, and because I wanted to be leading once it cycled around. So I tried to manage the rear tires the best I could and just keep them under me. But I knew it was going to be really tough, especially as good as Allgaier and those guys were yesterday. So it was, a lot of emotions hit me at once because the thing I wanted to do was not mess up on pit road. So one of the first things I asked was, hey, did I do anything wrong? And they were like, no, you were perfect, dude, on pit road. So that was big for me, making no mistakes. That was my first time. Probably the thing that I was the most nervous about. I had the most questions about pit road and restarts, and I nailed pit road. Restarts we'll talk about a little later.
Yeah, we'll get into that one.
Yeah, you cost a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I build cars, so I understand.
No. Okay, so all right, well, we're gonna
before you get into that,
yeah.
I wanna let's talk about the restart.
Yeah, we'll just go to restart.
Because we have people, and I'm gonna bring this dude up. I always talk about it's easy. It's
not easy.
You're sitting on the front row. You're doing this, and they're straight cut teeth transmissions, which you very seldom have ever ran.
Yep.
So, what happened and why did it happen is what my dad would ask me.
Yeah, I think mostly inexperience because I run late model stocks. We start in third gear. We just got one quick shift. We have to use the clutch. So for me, naturally, I want to hit the clutch with my left foot. Now, on these things, you're riding the brake with your left foot. So I think naturally a couple different things there happened. I think I went to brake like with the brake and then like thinking clutch, and at the same token, the thing chucked into first gear. So it was a combination of a big mess. And I think really me having 40 lap older tires, I was trying to ask so much out of the tire to be trying to win the race. Because I didn't
to like all guy.
I didn't want to come run second. That's not what Lee Pulliam's about. So I think every time I strap in a car, I expect to win.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. That's what I'm going for. That's my goal. And that was a part that was tough. Like I knew I didn't have as much grip as those guys, but I didn't want to give it up. And I think just trying a little bit too hard to win the race just bit me. And Dale was one of the first to tell me re-rack. He's like, dude, I talked to Corey Heim. He was like, Jimmy Johnson did it at Dover. He said, I've done it. Like all the drivers have done it. It just was my debut, so it was a spotlight on me. So that was a part that I'll wish I could redo. But I was just trying to win the race, and I'll never apologize for trying to win. That's for sure.
Never.
You're gonna obviously think about it, but I feel like you can't let one bad moment spoil the weekend, right? And it sucks.
Us as racers, we do.
That's right.
Us as racers, that's what
it's gonna eat at it.
It's gonna eat at him.
So I think.
I slept about 3 hours last night, I've replayed it. We watched the entire race last night, and I looked at all the things that I would do different if I could do it again. But all I can do is reach out to the drivers. I reached out to my teammate Carson Quapple and Rodney Childers, and I tried to make sure in all my interviews I apologized because there was so many more that got tore up than just my teammate. And that's the part where. It's sickening for me. If it would have just cost me my run, I wouldn't feel as bad. But I just hate tearing up somebody else's equipment.
Well, I think the silver lining in it is it's a mistake that a lot of people have made, and it's not like you intentionally wrecked them. It was a mistake. First race. I mean, I do it, right? I messed up. I messed up at St. Pete. Look, we just talked about it. I cost them a motor. So it's I tore up some of your stuff too along the way, So, but I want to know differences from late model to this car. I've talked about it when I ran here last year, but you've won 2 clocks. Give the fans a little bit of insight on that. Like what was your takeaways and how it drove different?
Yeah, I mean totally different. Really, the late model stock we free roll a lot. Like I use about 200 pounds of brake pressure in the late model here, and in the car yesterday I was using 850. And the late model stock, you get off and you roll to center fast, and this thing I'm working both pedals all the time. So as soon as you got to roll that brake to like the 5/8 mark before you can pick the gas up and just get your mid-corner speed down a lot. The late model stock, you need the mid-corner speed up. This thing, I was focused on being one of the slowest cars in the center of the corner to be one of the best cars on exit. So man, I think it was a tremendous job that I did just because you look at the other car that was on the same call as me finished 25th, and I was out there trying to win the race. So that's a lot to be proud of. So it was a learning process and something that I'll never forget and something that I didn't think was coming. So just a huge thank you to Dale and everybody for believing in me.
Yeah, it's I drove a lot of late model races here, and I felt like when I got in the 11 last year in the fall, it was so fun. I mean, it's a different experience, and you come here, and Chris knows. I mean, you've been here for the late model races. You've won the late model race. That's our Super Bowl. That's our Daytona 500 in that world. But walking in here as a O'Reilly's driver, a Truck Series driver, maybe one day a Cup driver, right? It is a different feel, is it not? I mean,
yeah, it is unbelievable, really. I had goosebumps pretty much the whole weekend, and it's just something ever since I was 5 years old I wanted to do, man. I've been infatuated with racing. I grew up in a small town, Alton, and right on the border between Samora, North Carolina, and Alton, Virginia. Half my family was on the Virginia side, half was the Carolina side, but just a small town feel, and man, it's been a long, hard journey, and a lot of people helped me along the way, and that was the part that made me so emotional for the weekend. And I tell people, do not take my emotion as weakness, because that's just my passion for the sport. That's how much I care about it. And just love the passion that you fans have. That's what makes me want to do so well, and gets me fired up. So y'all's energy is just crucial to my drive.
Couple things I want to tell you, and I want to give you advice on right here in front of the fans. Don't read social media. Yeah. Dana White told me this, and I didn't believe him. When we did the show, he says, Chris, stop reading social media. He says, because what's going to happen, there is one warrior out there that's just banging that keyboard just to get you to be able to lose what you have, and that's your fire to do this. So you didn't mess up. You did tear up cars, but who cares? You want the checker flag. You had just the right opportunity to be on that racetrack as everybody else did. So I never want you to ever think that was a mistake. The mistake was that they were behind you.
Hey, that keyboard warrior would have been.
That's the mistake, right? Like that's the thing. When we talk about messing up and telling people you're sorry, why? You're sorry because the green flag was out and you're trying to beat their ass? No. Yeah. You're out there to try to win. The second thing I will say is this. You were in one of the best cars. It only gets harder from here. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. Yeah. It only gets harder from here. You got to do simulator. You got to drive the track. You got to sit in all the meetings. Right now, where Butterbean's at, he doesn't get to go and drive those things, and he still competes each and every weekend. Explain to the race fan.
That's actually a good
how
point.
much work you put into it just to run 200 or 250 laps, whatever you ran yesterday.
Tell him you slept on my couch.
Yeah, I slept on his couch a lot. I slept on the air mattress at his house a lot.
Oh, you did sleep on the air mattress before I had my
I got a farmhouse you could have stayed at. Oh, never mind. It was occupied.
But no, it was incredible because I went 5 years. I couldn't afford to move up. I couldn't find the funding, so I went 5 years without driving anything, and I got out of shape physically. And when all this come about, I decided I was going to bust my tail and get back in racing shape. And I lost like 40 pounds of weight, and then I got in the gym, started putting muscle back on, and I just I went all in. So I focused on my health.
And they don't have any Planet Fitnesses in South Boston, Virginia.
No, you have to work out a little bit different at home, that's for sure. But it was a tremendous journey. And then my first time in the simulator, I got sick. I would throw up into things. So my crew chief said, like, I've never grown up playing video games. I grew up working, welding, building stuff. And my crew chief said, hey, we got to get you some virtual reality glasses. You gotta train your brain for it. So I got like this boxing game just so I could work out on a boxing deal. And
we need a photo of that.
And
Leanne, we need a photo
Leanne's
of that.
probably got some photos of that. But I trained my brain to not get sick from the screen and all. And I got back into motion sim and had no problems. Run a full session with no problems and had the car pretty dialed in. So we were a little bit too free when we got here, but Philip made great changes and we got dialed in pretty good. So I feel like if we hadn't had the uncontrolled tire and we could have been equal on tires, they would have had their hands full for sure.
It's still Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, it is, but
I would have liked to seen that.
It would have been a hell of a race.
Y'all probably would have ended up firewall deep or fuel cell deep or something because it would have been fun to watch.
I don't think, one thing for sure, I
paid that guy for that uncontrolled tire, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll tell you why here in a second.
Let me hear it.
Because I owe Butterbean $100. And I need you to sign it.
I will put this in a frame.
He ain't going to frame it. He's going to spin it.
I got to have gas money to get to the shop on Monday.
Because there's the $100, everybody. Because when we were talking, he kept saying, Lee's going to win. Lee's going to win. I mean, and I'm looking at him, I'm going, what is wrong with you? You know how hard this stuff is? He's like, he's going to win. It started out with that you weren't going to win, and he goes, all right, he'll get top 10. I said, okay, I'll still bet you top 10 money. Like, I'll still bet you a top 10, $100 that it's going to be hard for him because they're going to shove and push on him and all that. I didn't know you were going to wreck the entire field, so they didn't wreck you. Okay? And that guy was supposed to roll that tire all the way to Cluster Springs, so they didn't let you back out. So I kind of lost all that.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I didn't tell this part of the story. So, about...
Have you ever seen me race before, Chris?
Well, I knew that's why you'd be getting wrecked.
Well, about 40 to go, I was sitting in the suite, and I'm like, he cycled back to the lead, and I'm like, man, like, they're not pitting again. As long as he don't get wadded up, like, $100 looked pretty good. I said, I'm going to text Chris right now and be like, you got that wallet ready? And then I'm like, no, we got restarts.
What did I text you?
I texted you when I was walking down. You texted me right back.
And I said I'm super happy. And
Yeah,
I was.
no, I did. I told him that this morning.
Yeah,
I
I
said
was
Chris
super
told
happy.
me he was super happy.
I was super happy for you, but I wanted to talk about something people hadn't talked about, right? And I talked about it a little bit before you got up here. Being able to race that car, it just wasn't like, hey, come and race that car, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was, you would have raced them cars 10 years ago because you were that good. You were a complete baller, and there is not a session in this sport, not a place in this sport really left to where they say, Lee, come and drive for us. Now, we do have a position. We have places that can do that. But tell the race fan how hard that was to be able to put it all together.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this was my dream. When I quit racing in 2019, I was winning over 50% of the races that I was running. And
That's because I was in the field running in the way.
they was giving Butterbean
That
the blue-
weird-looking number on the car.
They kept giving him this blue and yellow flag every time I'd come by him. He'd have to come to the bottom so I could get around him.
I quit late model racing because of him.
But no, dude, this is a tremendous journey that it's been on. I didn't think it would ever come true. And just, really my path through working with Corey Heim and then working with Brendan and some of the people I met. And some of the people I knew, I got to sponsor Brendan. And then it kind of come full circle when I got my opportunity. BRC, that was one of his partners, jumped on my car. So it's kind of cool. We've both helped each other financially with our partners. And that's been pretty special too.
Yeah, I think that was one of the coolest parts for me was just, BRC's like a family to me, and they've taken you in like that. We go to the lake and all that, and then like just the same excitement that Staten had yesterday, and even Folsom, you brought Folsom to me, and then seeing the fence on the car, like the excitement for them is what makes me feel like we're all doing such a good job. And like I joke about it, but when I first signed with you, one, I didn't know you'd even sign me because I had wrecked their car to win the Hampton Heat, but
Dirty driver.
But I was all I cared about was the checker flag, man. But you didn't even know about that, did you?
I knew about it.
So, but anyways, like, who would have thought when I signed with you, we'd be sitting up here live in the NASCAR?
Well, let's talk about Cummings, right? Like,
Yeah.
so we signed Brennan Queen to this, and I wanted the fans to understand this, that you're probably going to get another ride because you were able to bring some partnership to Dale Jr. to be able to go do this, right? Because it takes so much freaking money to go do this. You're a fighter. You fought for the money. You fought for the time and effort. You wasn't just you showed up and said, hey, bring your helmet, let's go race. But like Cummins has went all in with Brennan. Like, yeah, he has Ram, but it took Cummins to be able to go on his truck and do that. And I told him the other day, his name's Ike. I told him they hit the gold mine.
Mr. Isaac.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Yeah. But they hit the gold mine because of believing in him, giving him an opportunity. Didn't mean to spit on you. Believing in him, giving him an opportunity. Once that one person does that for you, I don't care what age you are. You have the drive, you have the demeanor, you have everything about yourself to go and do that. So hopefully there is that one person that's listening, that one person that might have walked by and said, who are these three rednecks up here talking? That wants to do that for you, right?
Yeah.
So that is what I wanted the fans to understand out of this, because if that was the case, you would have had a ride 10 years ago because you deserved it. You were that doggone good, and you still are that doggone good, and you just didn't have the money to keep going. And that was what it was all about. And you and I have talked about that privately. Like, it sucks the way racing works sometimes.
Yeah, I felt like just the timing of when I come through was just so tough, And one thing that's helped a lot with the late model stocks has been flow racing and the coverage and getting it across America. So, like, I think when I race, that stuff wasn't out there. So we had just our small little communities that knew about us, right? It wasn't widespread. Now we've got people all over the country watching us. And like when I won Martinsville, I had people from out in Arizona messaging me about trying to sponsor me to do things. And just, it's really crazy how far the grassroots level has gotten now. And I think we got to think all of that to our social media. And that's why I've been working so hard. Like, my social media is something that I've never done in the past, and I've completely turned it around in the last 3 months. So it's been...
You ever thought about being on a reality TV show? Can you be away from your phone for 17 days? That's the key question right there.
And you can't talk to me. I can't. I try to sneak to the house.
Would
but
you survive?
for a shot to win a seat? Absolutely.
Because we do give that guy the same opportunity that Brennan gets, and Brennan knows that. We just swapped our entire teams around to try to help all the teams. But before you get into the Q&A, I want to end my congratulations to you by this. Every late model racer that didn't make it envies you guys, okay? Don't take that negative. Take that as a positive, because when I stand up here, whether I'm 340 pounds or I'm 207 pounds today, take that and give it back to somebody. Explain to them how to be there. Explain to them how to do good. You know, when I watched you race yesterday, and I was on a group text, and that's what they were talking about was you. I enjoyed watching the late model racers that was on the text with me, talking about what they can and can't and how awesome, how proud they were of you. Because whether they wrecked you and they hated you or they loved you,
everybody was proud.
They were watching you.
Yeah.
And that's what's key. Dale Earnhardt always said, no matter if they were booing you or clapping for you, they're watching you.
Yeah, for sure. And I had so many people I raced against that reached out and supported me, dude. Like people that I was, feuding with on a weekly basis, and they're calling me, supporting me, buying shirts here at the racetrack. Like that part was super cool. I would say in the late model community, I had at least 90% support, and I think that was pretty special for me. Like Dale had so many people, drivers texting him, Kyle Larson come down to hang out with me. It was just the whole experience was pretty daggum awesome. So just a lot to be proud of, a lot to be thankful for, and I feel like the future's bright.
Yeah, I know, and we'll leave it at that. Whether they hate you, love you along the way, everybody was proud. But we're gonna go into fan Q&A now for this last 10 minutes or so, and
we're gonna get Lee to sign our
Lee,
flag.
we're gonna get to sign our flag with us, and we're
gonna give it away.
Give it away.
It's a Ram flag, which I don't think he has a.
Yeah,
he don't have a deal yet.
Not yet.
He's
not.
He might be a Ram driver before we get off this stage. You never know about us.
If I have any help, I'm telling. Hey, come on, sign him up.
Sign him up.
All right, we're gonna start the Q&A. So, you got it.
She's got it. Question and answer is what a Q&A is, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know for a long time what he meant by that. Who's got a question for Lee?
Any questions? I will let him hand it out.
Right here first.
It's more as I'm looking for advice. So I've been wanting to race since I was 12 years old. I bought a U car, trying to race at Dominion Langley. Hopefully this year. I'm about to turn 30. It's just I've been all alone. Nobody in my family's raced. Nobody care about racing. Well, other than drag racing. And I admit I've been depressed for like 3 years building the car because every time I get close to doing something, something breaks or something comes up I can't afford to do it. What is some motivations you do? Because I know you got out of it and now it's getting back into it. Because I've been struggling just trying to do I even want to still do this now or do I want to just keep turning wrenches, make a life, retire, and just keep going? What's some advice you can give me to just try to do it?
Yeah, I think when I first started, I bought my car in 2006, and we had to just kind of piece it together, and it took probably a year and a half, close to 2 years, not quite 3, but close to 2 years to get that thing on track. And so I kind of know exactly where you're coming from. I was working at a diesel mechanic shop, welding and fabricating, and saving every dollar I could to put into it. And it's tough. I was at a younger age, so I know as you get older, you got to start thinking about, your future and stuff like that too. So, but I would say if it's your passion and something you want to do and you're this close, just don't give up, dude. Just keep grinding it out because, and just enjoy it. Don't put so much pressure on yourself that it's not fun. Just make sure that whatever you do, you're doing it for the right reasons and not doing it for selfish reasons, and just enjoy the whole process. And just find you some buddies at the racetrack. Go to your local racetrack, hang out with them guys that are racing a little bit. Ask them if they need some help.
Yeah,
ask them if you can volunteer. I feel like that's the best way. Just get in the racetrack, help someone, and just become a part of the group. And then you can kind of see from the inside if it's something that you still want to take on and continue down that road.
Yeah, I agree with him.
You have one back there in a white shirt.
Oh, I went to high school with him.
Oh, this ought to be interesting. No names, please. His girlfriend's in the back.
Now, this is a question for Brandon and Lee. What is the biggest difference from a late model stock to, like in your case, a truck or the Xfinity car? What is the biggest difference?
Transmission.
Really?
Why did you come up with that answer? Transmission, tires.
Yeah, I think the tires, like the late model stock, you can really throw the thing in the corner and load the right rear up a lot. And with this radial tire, it won't take that. And I ran my car a little bit tighter yesterday, and I held just a little more arc, and I could kill people up off the corner. But most of these guys like to drive it in nice and straight on the right front, dime in the center, and turn back. And I did that somewhat. If my car would get free in, I would start doing that. But I tried to run the car tight enough to where I could be aggressive and turn under people on exit. But I think it's more so the radial tires the biggest difference. The horsepower really didn't feel that much different. A little bit more, but the late model stocks are pretty peppy on power. And I think some of that's the weight. They weigh less. So
Second to third felt different.
yeah, for sure. Second to third was a little more.
If you could get it to work.
I love this guy. He does that.
Anybody else before we get going?
Yeah, first off, Chris, I want to thank you for coming on SiriusXM I think it's Wednesday or Thursday you come on there. I always
Thursday,
enjoy it.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
early.
I listen to you. I'm driving down the road, listening
Eight.
to you. Going to where that cat right there used to work at. Lee, you got any more opportunities, or you got an idea if you're going to have any more opportunities driving Dale Jr. stuff? And are you going to race any more late model races this year? I know you're the points leader of South Boston this year, so just asking. And anybody want to criticize you about that restart yesterday? There ain't but one damn person perfect, and he's up in the sky.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So, I've had a lot of phone calls for sure since last night, and a lot of positive phone calls. So we're trying to work through some of that stuff, but I feel like we definitely got a bright future and some bright opportunities. We just got to kind of figure out what we're going to do. But it's everything's got to line up partner-wise, and the late model stock, I'm sure we're going to run some more. I would love to run every week, but I have to pay my bills, so I got customers. So I got a guy running at South Boston this weekend, and it's only 3 of us in the shop, so I set up all the cars. I build all the suspension there, and I have to put in a lot of hours. So I didn't sign as many drivers this year because I knew the opportunity I had, and I wanted to stay open to where I could escape the race shop more. And, I've been working the crap out of my other 2 guys, but, man, they've been super good and putting in extra hours, and just couldn't be here without them, really.
Brandon and Chris, this will be mainly for you guys. My little one here is pretty locked in on SVG, and I don't see her changing. But
We can change that right at the merch hauler.
Yep, you come over there while I'm over there, I'll change that.
Well,
we'll call SVG and tell him.
Well, she shook me down for 59 and change at the SVG trailer. So. But, hey, I come here a lot as a kid watching my idol growing up. I enjoyed watching Casey Kane race for years, and I ran into him in Mooresville quite a bit and watching him race with Dodge, which leads me to ask, how far are we out from seeing Colin Chargers out here on the track?
Man, I wish it was. I wish I could tell you a day. Everybody asks that every single day, but I can tell you that we as a group are very aggressive. And there's no day set. They hadn't told us when they're coming back. NASCAR will be the first ones to know when they're coming back. But it took us 3 years to get them to come back on the trucks. I'll be honest with you on that. But hopefully it's soon because I'm not getting any younger. My grandkids are growing up. I want to see them play some sports and stuff like that. So I don't want to do this all my life. So I hope it's soon. And by soon, I hope it's in the 20s. Let's put it that way. He ain't been drinking, I promise you. He might have been in that restart chain.
He might have been.
No, it's been awesome. We got any more out there? Oh, there we go.
What's some advice that you could give like a young go-kart racer that's starting, that has lots of wins under his belt, and that could get to a big car?
Yeah, so I
Find a rich guy.
yeah.
What did?
Yeah.
Who said that at our?
That's
thing?
what our owner says all the time. Find a
Was
rich
it-
guy.
Was it Ty or AJ when we were at
AJ.
He said that just like that.
So when I was a kid, dude, I thought I could win my way there. Like, I mean,
Me too.
It was unbelievable. I was winning 25 to 30 races a year, and I was waiting on that phone call, and it just never came. But I'll say this: you need to work on your social media. You need to work on meeting people. You need to stay after the races.
You never know
And-
whose hand you're shaking.
Yeah, so
I swear.
that's the key part. I didn't put enough emphasis in that when I was young, and if I could do it all over again, I would. So just try to find you some good partners.
My tagline is make somebody smile, and that's a true statement. It's hard to say sometimes because racing's not but if I can make one person smile, that guy might be the guy that wants to be on this flag. That woman might be the person that wants to spend
Amen.
millions of dollars with him.
Amen.
You know, so I'll tell you as I don't even consider myself as a CEO, and you can ask Brendan this. I consider myself as one of these guys. I can tell you, you never know what that guy standing beside you is going through or what he can do for you. Just be nice to everybody, and it will come around. Keep pushing. Don't ever give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
I started in karts, and same thing. I thought winning was going to get me there. I ain't winning right now, and I'm still here, and it's because you take care of these people that take care of you. You take care of Cummins. You take care of the Ram brand. You just never know who is out there, and if they like you for you, and that's what matters.
When I look up here, and I know we're done. We're negative 14 seconds. When I look up here and I think about the late model wins that I had, like, and all of us, like that one year when I was with Elliott Sally as a crew chief, we won a lot of races, and I think about that, and I think about what all we've done. And for us to stand on a stage and be able to talk to people that we love and that we feel like we are, couldn't be more special to me. I watched Lee get emotional last night. These kind of things make me emotional. Watching you guys come here and spend your hard-earned money to watch us put on a show, and I don't know that our cup cars are going to put on a real good show today, but that's okay. Our boss man said, keep on keeping on, because we're building something bigger. These guys are building something bigger, and I'm so proud of both of them.
Thank you.
He's got a grandstand in his name, which is awesome. I got a porta-john, which is even cooler. Which is even cooler. So, from the deepest part of my heart, at Colleague Racing and at Chris Rice and my family and my people that love me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't tell you enough for buying merch, doing all that stuff, loving me, appreciating me. Thank you guys, and don't quit pushing. Keep pushing.
Everybody. Thanks for coming out for the first live show. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again. And thanks, Lee, for being on, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Appreciate all of you.